Welcome back. Today we will be starting the Grand Battle of Antietam. We've got 2 full corps and 1 oversized division here to play with. Got a number of just fresh infantry, just recruited, just graduated some of these guys a little early, but need to make up some of the numbers. Thing really to point out here, I've got a lot of my mid-tier units now using Lorenz's and 1855s. Just starting to get enough guns into play. Oversized division for the last corps. Ran out of troops in terms of people who I would actually want to field. I could admittedly stretch things out, grab a couple more of these mid-tier units and fill out some divisions, but there's really no need. By the time the 3rd Corps gets into play, the battle's basically over. Armory, still cleaned out, sold off some like reboard farmers and other garbage like that. Raided the barracks a bit, bought out some of the top-end generals. One more point into medicine, and while we're here, we'll just point out South Mountain, we killed 8,500. Which is relevant because we go in the report here, and they got, hey, 6,000 bags. We did a very tiny dent to their army. And we bought a couple generals through reputation just to get us ourselves to be able to take most advantage of the victory here. So, here we go. General Robert E. Lee entered the state of Maryland on September 3rd, 1862. His intention is to take the war into Union territory. We cannot allow that. We move to intercept Lee, and he prepares to meet our army near this town of Sharpsburg, creating a solid defense behind Antietam Creek. 1st Corps goes attack left, 2nd Corps attack center, and just a token force here. We'll call this basically 2 to 1, which is what you should be looking for as Union coming in. So historically, what ends up happening is the Union forces get into play here, but they do some really unorganized attacks, and they completely fail to understand the level of defense that's going on here in the center, and like troops keep sort of getting fed into a bit of a meat grinder here, and just nothing at all gets accomplished. It's really tragic. What we're going to do is the 3 VPs that we need to take right here. Dunker Church. Is this Dunker Church? Salem Church? God, we'll get into it. There's a church here we need to take. The Sunken Road right here, and then Sharpsburg. We're basically gonna go straight at them for the most part, because of the terrain is kind of favorable, and that will let us flank the Sunken Road in phase 2, and we'll take Sharpsburg just sort of out of hand because there's gonna be no defenses left there if we do this right. The Confederates have chosen to face our army near the town of Sharpsburg. The nearest bridge to the town will probably be very well defended. Act with caution. Most likely, the Confederates have their right flank anchored here. So on the Confederate side, when you're playing Antietam, if you have one of the 24-pounders battery sitting up right here, you will just maul them as they come across this bridge. More bridges, more bridges. We can cross Antietam Creek using several other passages, but there's danger of a Confederate ambush and artillery bombardment from the nearby hills. The safest route to the town and the Confederate defensive lines is from the north. From here, we can launch our first assault in safety. The rebels have possibly hidden forces behind this hill, so we may need to secure it first. Confederate infantry has been detected hiding in these woods. Confederate lines probably stretch through these woods to the east. The area around the church commands their left flank and center. Reconnaissance found that the Confederate center holds the Sunken Road and is heavily defended with several artillery batteries. Yeah, so this is straight through where they tried to attack historically, and it did not work out. The town is covered all the way to the west by the Potomac River. If we manage to block this road, the Confederates will be cut off from their reinforcements, and we will have chances to surround and completely destroy them. Which is exactly what we are going to try and do. Our divisions are preparing to attack at dawn. Brace yourself, General. It is going to be a hard fight. No, it's not. The first attack wave will advance south. These woods are defended by Confederate infantry. Their numbers are unknown. It would be a good idea to secure this hill, which can be become a dangerous artillery platform for the Confederates. Our main goal is Dunkard Church. Our main goal is to capture the Dunkard Church area, which will allow our forces to further advance towards the town and the Confederate center. The rebel positions are going to be reinforced continually from the south, so we need to act fast and gain the momentum. General, if you meet stiff resistance, you are advised to establish a strong defensive position and wait for the rest of our forces, which will arrive in about 2 hours. Okay. Just look at the victory conditions. You must hold all of these points. Then we have answer about it. This is not a real VP. It's just sort of trying to guide the thrust of the battle. Whereas this is the real VP we care about. Okay, so I went through my order of battle fairly quickly, but what may have been noticed is that I mysteriously have two brigades of melee cavalry in my first corps, and I have no skirmishers. This is because they will see use right here. There are a couple brigades of Confederate skirmisher cavalry that hang out around here, and there is a couple isolated Confederate brigades that will walk in as reinforcements about midway through Phase 1 here. What we're going to do is we're going to use our melee cavalry to kill these skirmishers, along with some assistance from some of our own skirmishers and maybe one brigade of infantry just to get the job done faster. Then I'm going to cheese it, and I'm going to have the melee cavalry literally sitting right on top of these guys as they path in, and it's going to be hilarious and tragic. The rest of our forces, we're going to swing wide and then come straight down, and then we'll come in sort of from this angle. And attack through these woods and just press through them. Probably get some straggler forces to also just come straight down through here and sort of dodge. So there are fortifications on the Confederate side that you can get forces hanging around here. We'll eventually sort of push through and outflank them, but we're just going to dodge them at first. And in fact, when you're on the Confederate side, I would not recommend taking these fortifications because you don't have the troops early on in Phase 1. Instead, just set up your defensive line on the tree line, and you can hold them. So, because the Union AI will attack through this open ground and get itself killed. So, we're going to want to avoid doing that. Okay, so where are my troops? That's my 2nd division. My 1st division here. I don't need these guys at first. I actually want to bring these guys and let them shoot for longer. Actually, I don't need them at all right now. Instead, like this. So we're going to send one of these guys just to help out, but 2 divisions to start just pushing through. Plus these guys. I think that should be enough troops. Because there's no really serious opposition until we hit here, and this part of the phase isn't that quick. So, alright, let's get to it. Skirmishers out here. There's no need to run them, and because we're not strictly on a timer here yet. Just going to conserve their stamina. Okay. So from here, you can see that they're fall back. We don't want to be seen yet. So you can see that they got some forces just hang out here, and some forces who will start taking these fortifications around here. There's no reason at all to fight these guys yet. Some inexplicable reason they're charging. Yeah, they're gonna pay for that. Just gonna pause while we start managing the rest of our troops. Combine with you. Skirmishers. Send the skirmishers this way. So the cavalry leaked out. They didn't run the way that I traditionally expect them to, which is annoying. I traditionally expect them to run out this way, but this is fine too. Okay, and they're out of position. Guys need to get into cover faster. pull these guys, so I don't need vision around here anymore. I'm just going to sweep in behind their lines, like so. Just gonna keep an eye on these guys, keep contained. These are partially flanked because I think they chased out. Sure, this shouldn't happen, but these guys are also somehow getting just caught in the general scrum. Fall back. There we go. Actually, no. I want to keep them here for contain, because I don't want them retreating towards my lines. I'm going to shift these guys over. There we go. Never mind. That's what I was waiting for. So this is cheese. This is indisputable cheese. Yeah. Alright. That's what I was waiting for. Wow. Obviously, if the map was not extended out, or rather, if the map was extended out, you would not be able to do this. So this is just cheese. This is cheese of the highest order. I have no excuse. We're just taking advantage of it. It's a game. So we've got units pre-positioned here to fend off their counterattack. We've got kind of a salient going on here. I'm going to shift him down slightly. Start making more room. Yep. Yeah, he surrendered. Gonna see if I can't sneak forward and take these guys out first. Alright, so that'll do it for phase 1. Thanks for watching.